All right, guys, here we go. 3.1, parallel lines and transversals. So vocabulary here, parallel are lines that are in the same plane that do not intersect. We've talked about this before. Perpendicular, they are lines that intersect at right angles. So here is perpendicular, and here is what parallel lines look like. A transversal is the line that intersects or crosses two or more lines. So looking down here, here's line P and Q. They are parallel. This line T is what we're talking about here. It's called a transversal. And it says when a transversal intersects parallel lines, corresponding angles are congruent. So corresponding angles, what corresponding means, we've talked about this before, it's like the same position. Same place, kind of. So if we look at these, see how this just has one arc and this one has one arc? This is in the lower right of these four angles. This one's in the lower right of these four. So those are in the same position. They are corresponding. Two arcs here, two arcs up here. Upper left, same position, corresponding. These reds here, same position, corresponding. Got it? All right, so if this, here are two parallel lines, here's a transversal. It tells us to find angle 1 and angle 2. So for A, we're supposed to find angle 1. It tells us that angle 1 and the 110 degree angle are corresponding. Same position. They are congruent. What does congruent mean again? Congruent means same size and shape. Okay, so they are congruent. So what this is telling me is that this angle and this are the same size and shape. Well, if that's true, then that means that angle 1 is equal to 110 degrees. Woo-hoo. All right, and this says angle 1 and angle 2 are supplementary. You should know from previous classes, supplementary means angles that have a sum of 180 degrees. 1 and 2 are supplementary. 1 and 2, they're right here. They make this line. A straight line is 180 degrees as well. So angle 1 plus angle 2, a sum of 180. That's what this is telling us. We know angle 1 is 110 plus angle 2 equals 180. We can solve that by subtracting 110 from both sides. Angle, whoops, my elbow hit something. Angle 2 equals 70 degrees. Good job. Okay, so what you will be doing is, this problem is for on your own, so you can either pause the video right now and work on this using the same things we just talked about up top, or you can come back and do this at the end of the video, but you will need to have it finished tomorrow. All right, so I have that finished. Moving on to the next page. It says use the figure to find the measures of all numbered angles. So this is kind of like a puzzle. So they gave us that this is 75 degrees. From the fair game review, we reviewed that vertical angles, which are kind of diagonal, are congruent. So if that's 75, so is that. Just on the last page, we talked about corresponding. So if this is 75 degrees and it's in the upper right of these four angles, this is also 75 in the upper right of these four angles. And then so if these two are 75, this one in the lower left is 75, so is this. So you can go about this from different ways. But what we do know then, we're supposed to find all of them. So 75 is given. Let's do angle 1. Angle 1 is 75 degrees. Why? Because these are called vertical angles. Okay, and vertical, even though they're not straight up and down vertical, vertical in these cases means more like diagonal. So that's 75. And then angle, I'm going to put these in order so we don't forget anything. Angle 4, angle 5, angle 6, angle 7. So 1 and 75 are both 75. By corresponding, 4 is in the same place as 1. 6 is in the same place of 75. So 4 is 75 and 6 is 75 degrees. So the angle that's given and that, angle 1 and 4 and 6. 1, 2, 3, 4 angles are all 75 degrees. So we need to find 2, 3, 5, and 7. So let's look at 2. These two together form a line right here. So those two together mean that they are supplementary. They add up to 180. Okay, so angle 2 is going to be 180 minus this guy. So 2 is 180 minus 75. So it is 105. Why? That is supplementary. Those two together form a line. That's 180 degrees. So that's angle 2. Angle 3 is, what's the vocab word? Vertical to angle 2. So it is also 105 degrees. Angle 5 is in the same position, upper left of these 4 as angle 2. Angle 2 is 105. Angle 5 is 105. That's corresponding, same position. And then angle 7 is vertical from 5. So it is also 105 degrees. Let's grab my equal sign there. So if you check this out, everything is either 75 or 105. There are 4 angles, 2, 3, 5, and 7, that are all 105 degrees. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 angles that are all 75 degrees. So use that to help yourself do this problem right here. Pause now and do it, or come back and do it at the end of your notes. And then we're going to go on to our last topic of today. All right, and the last set of vocab. This is really the same thing as far as what these angle measures are going to be. But when two parallel lines are cut by a transversal, so that's what we've been talking about already, two parallel lines, transversal, there will be 4 interior angles formed. So interior, as far as in these parallel lines, is going to be in here. That's inside of the parallel lines, okay? So interior. So you, what could you do? You could put an arrow down here like that. Inside the parallel line, parallel lines is interior. Exterior is going to be out here, okay? Those are exterior. Those are outside of the parallel lines. Outside, exterior, okay? So basically that's what this is saying over here, reminding you that these two out here that I have in purple and these two are exterior, like being the exterior of your house is outside. When you're on the interior, you're inside. So that's just some new vocab, still same concepts. Turn to the next page. So besides being interior and exterior, okay, we have, and this is the vocab here, what are called alternate interior and alternate exterior. So alternate interior are going to be interior, meaning inside, add this to your paper, inside the parallel lines. And alternate means opposite sides of the transversal. And anytime that you, ignore that bell, anytime that you need to pause because you can't keep up with me, you can pause this video, you can go back and watch parts of it again. So alternate interior, inside the parallel lines, opposite sides of the transversal. Alternate exterior is going to be the same thing, except alternate is still going to be opposite sides. But the different part is exterior. So we're talking about alternate exterior. Okay, and it says back up here that alternate interior and alternate exterior are congruent. Congruent again, same size and shape. We have said that a million times this year. Okay, same size and shape. So alternate exterior, alternate, opposite sides of this transversal exterior, outside of the parallel lines. Okay, and then, so I know that this with 2 red arcs and this with 2 red arcs are the same. So if this is 65 degrees, that's 65 degrees. Okay, so we can use that down here. We can use any of the things that we have learned above to talk about these. When it says describe the relationship, describe is going to be words. It doesn't say to find what angle 3 and angle 6 are. It says describe. So they're testing your vocab words here. So angle 3 is right here, and angle 6 is right here. So thinking about our vocab right above there, are these inside or outside of the parallel lines? They're outside. They are definitely on opposite sides of the transversal. Here's the transversal. So these are alternate exterior. Oops. Okay, sorry. Alternate exterior. And then 2 and 7, I'm going to use a different color. 2, we're talking about that. 7, we're talking about that. So these are definitely inside of the parallel lines, and they are on opposite sides of the transversal. So alternate interior. And again, up above it told us that those would be congruent. So whatever this angle 6 is, say it's 95 degrees, so is angle 3. 2 and 7 are congruent, same size. So in example 3 it says, so that's what we were just looking at, if angle 4 is 84, find the rest of these. So if angle 4, which is right here, is 84, angle 4 is 84, find the rest of these. Okay, so angle 3. 3 and 4 together, this is kind of testing vocab from before, 3 and 4 together are supplementary. So you can do 180 minus 84 to find that, and that is going to be 96 degrees. Angle 5. Let's try to refer it back to angle 4. Angle 5 and angle 4 are both interior, and they're on opposite sides. So since 4 and 5 are alternate interior, if angle 4 is 84, angle 5 is 84. They're congruent. All right, angle 6. Angle 6 as compared to angle 4. This is bottom right, that's upper right. We can't really use that method. Oh, wait a minute. We know angle 3. 3 and 6. 6 and angle 3 are alternate exterior. So alternate exterior going to be congruent again. So if 3 is 96 like we found before, 6 is also going to be 96. Now, the way we learned this on this very first page, it would be easy to just fill in all of these angles to write these down. So that's it. I don't think there's another one down there. Nope, that's the next page. Awesome. Good work.